From downtown Scranton, this is Northeast Current. WQPX invites you to join us as we explore public affairs, current events, and arts and culture in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Now let's meet today's guests on Northeast Current.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Northeast Current. I'm Charlie Charlesworth, your host. Probably one of the most thought-provoking issues today is the environment. And today we're going to have an opportunity to talk to like-minded people who are concerned about the environment, but also like the social engagement of being together as a group. The group is known as Green Drinks, and we're joined here today with Nick Semin and Jessica Nolan, and founder of the organization and one of the organizers of the organization. Tell us a little bit about Green Drinks.
Sure. So Green Drinks is a loose association of people interested in the environment and interested in socializing with other people also interested in the environment. So it's not that we always talk about the environment or always go and get very terribly practical things done. It's just an opportunity to meet for a couple hours and have a few drinks with like-minded folks.
Jessica and I, we've known each other for quite a few years now, and we're both environmentalists involved in environmental issues. And I remember you talking about your experiences at the U with the Green Drinks program and trying to get them interested in sustainable or renewable resources. How's that working out for you?
Well, I think we've had good interest from faculty and staff at the U in attending Green Drinks. And actually, I think we've made a lot of connections where we've, been able to bring people from Green Drinks to the U, either for our Earth Day celebration or as guest speakers in our classes. So I think sustainability at the U is progressing probably since we first met.
Sure.
So I'm happy to report that.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, the organization, like you said, it's a loosely fit organization. People socializing together and having like-minded concerns about the environment. When was the local chapter founded? And you tell me this is part of a larger group, an international group. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
So I came to Scranton in 2008, and I had come from Fayetteville, Arkansas, which is also a college town. It's sort of the little island of progressiveness in Arkansas. And they had just started a Green Drinks chapter there. And I think I went to it was the first meeting there, and it was the last meeting for me in Fayetteville. And so it was something I'd been thinking about when I came to Scranton, that it would be fun to have a group like that. And Scranton is not the most terribly progressive place with respect to environmental issues. So I was feeling a little bit like I wanted to meet other people interested in the environment. So I had that in the back of my mind. And I was a tenure track professor. I was working very hard and didn't have a ton of time to start something new. And then a woman named Ashlyn Haglund, who I'm not sure if you overlapped with her, she came pushing along and said, I see that you have this group listed on the Green Drinks website. When are you going to start it? And she sort of pushed me to do it probably sooner than I would have. So we started in January of 2010. Was our first meeting, so we celebrated our 5-year anniversary this past January, which is really exciting that we've lasted this long. And going strong, I would say, and sort of building momentum. And so I, when I started it, saw it as a support group, a place to come, to be among like-minded people, to feel like you're not the only one, in Scranton who's recycling and thinking about, switching your energy provider to a wind provider, and caring about composting and caring about, all of the big issues. And on the research side, I study environmental behavior, and I know that, when you think about environmental problems in these big terms, right, there's social dilemmas, there's situations where one person can't solve them by themselves. And I know, again, from the research I do, that one of the reasons why people don't act to protect the environment is because they feel like they're alone. They feel like their energies would be wasted. And I think I was starting to feel a little bit like that. And so when I go to Green Drinks and when I get to meet all of these people who care as much as I do, it really sort of renews my hope and my own dedication. So I love the group. I'm so grateful to have this group in Scranton.
The group runs the whole gambit from LED lights, compact fluorescent lights,
organic farming,
renewable resources like using bamboo products and flooring systems and other renewable products. You discuss all those things.
Yeah, it's really whatever the members are interested in chatting about. Every meeting we try to have a guest speaker just to provide kind of a springboard for conversation. So those speakers have ranged from Lisa, who's over on the other side of the studio, talking about LED lights. We had recently a farmer stop in from a local farm, Overlook Farms, just to tell us about what they're doing up there. And it's everybody in between. The Lackawanna River Corridor Association has been up a number of times. And you know, that just provides kind of a common starting place for everyone, but then it's not uncommon for conversations to, you know, break off to the side and people just chat about whatever's interesting to them.
Great. Has anyone ever gone to speak about stormwater runoff and how it's affecting the Chesapeake Bay?
Yeah, Bernie's been in to talk about that. You know,
that's
the
one of
downspout
my
disconnection
biggest
program.
concerns in the area, all the impervious surfaces
Absolutely.
and stormwater runoff and everything that's running into the river. You know, it's unbelievable what's happening to the Susquehanna River and downstream into the Chesapeake Bay with algae plumes and, you know, taking out the oxygen in the water and having total dead spaces in the Chesapeake,
Absolutely.
which all started up here because it's the headwaters of these streams that pick up those pollutants and run them downstream. So I'm one of those anomalies. I'm a conservative tree hugger, so I don't think I've ever met another one, but
Well, no good reason for you to be an anomaly.
That's
There's
right,
nothing
exactly.
conflicting here.
Teddy Roosevelt, right?
Oh,
Started
absolutely.
the park
My
system.
hero.
He was a
My hero.
Republican. So,
Especially,
I mean,
Pennsylvania is a great breeding ground for folks like you. We have a strong tradition of hunting, which is both environmental and increasingly conservative, for better or for worse. And you know, we've got all kinds of folks who come at the environment from different perspectives, and it doesn't matter why you're interested, but there are an awfully lot of good reasons to be interested.
yeah.
organizations like your organization fascinate me because I learn so much. And even if you know nothing about the environment and you don't know what's causing the issues that we have here, going to a meeting like you have, you know, it's got to be so thought-provoking and educational.
I mean, it always is for me. I feel like I'm always learning something.
Yeah, it's more than learning something new, it's great to learn what's going on around here. Because I think Scranton is 10 years behind on just about everything, including communication. So when something interesting is going on with the Lackawanna River Corridor folks, or when something interesting is going on with one of the farmers markets, it's not always easy to know that those things are going on. And social media has certainly made that easier, but having a place to go and connect face to face with people makes it even easier and even better to learn about what's going on. So beyond just talking about high-level topics, it's great just to tune into what's actually happening in our own backyard and to be able to build on everyone's collective efforts.
Now, I got to stick up for Scranton a little bit. I'm a transplant.
And we love Scranton.
And,
I mean,
you know,
love Scranton.
I come from an area that, you know, heavily AMD, acid mine damage from anthracite coal. A little bit to the south of here, but far worse off than what Scranton is. Scranton, for me, is a breath of fresh air. You know, perhaps coming from
It's all
Fayetteville,
relative, yeah.
you know, it might seem, but for me, it's much more progressive than
Well, and
where
where-
I'm from, and I'm glad you mentioned Arkansas. You know, it's my favorite thing to do in Arkansas.
Float the
Fish.
buffalo? Okay.
I love to fish Arkansas. And it's because they take such good care of their rivers.
The buffalo is one of the last, you know, pristine rivers in the country.
I
and
fished
it's
the red,
beautiful.
I fished the white. you know, they're a very environmentally conscious state.
The natural state.
That's right. That's right. That's their mantra,
Yep.
their motto.
Yep.
When and where do you meet?
We meet the second Tuesday of every month at Jack's Draft House. It's up in the Hill section. If you're familiar with Mansour's, it's up just a couple of blocks down from Mansour's on Prescott.
Okay. By
Yeah,
the,
corner of
someone said
Prescott and Gibson.
Prescott School is.
Yeah, I wasn't going to reference the school to landmark a bar, but sure, it's a block away from Prescott Elementary School.
Well.
And it is one of the best kept secrets in the Hill section, so you might have to cut that part out. Yeah, it has no sign on the outside, so you really have to be looking for it to find it.
There's an open sign in the window, so when you see a random neon open sign up in the
residential
section,
neighborhood.
And when you
that's
walk
probably
in,
Jack's.
it's completely not what you would be expecting to find inside a bar with no sign on the outside. It's a really cool space.
Great. And it's open to the public. Anyone can attend. What time and it's Tuesday?
It's the second Tuesday of every month from 5:30 to 7:30. 7:30 obviously is not a formal
Right.
stop. If folks want to hang out longer, that's fine.
And right now, we're going to show a few highlights from a previous meeting, last month's meeting. And member Lisa is going to be talking about LED lighting.
And gloming onto new innovation, and higher price tags, of course. But the price point for LEDs is coming down, and it's starting to become more and more of a no-brainer. So that's what the Lights Consortium, and that was basically a bunch of manufacturers got together and said, all right, let's make a proper certification for LED fixtures. So what Super was able to do with hand on hand is achieve the full color spectrum, meaning the violence in addition to the noise. So, which makes their MR16 LED replacement bulb superior to the electric lamp. Very nice. Still, they have 4 different LED diodes in there. This one has more.
So what do you do here, Rich? Work at TNT Health, department, basically, little computer programming, graphic design.
So that is called
for
color rendering. And again, they were able to achieve a stronger, I mean, obviously it's red, but it looks a little, you see? So this guy, the guy who invented this hand-on-hand is the same guy who invented the blue LED. They put a phosphor on top of the blue LED, so that's where you often look. They don't have any purchase right on the LED, and there's a bit of a debate about which is better there. Design-wise, LEDs, and this is a really kind of interesting time to be in lighting. I mean, this is a sconce. It's not a fixture that you could ever achieve. And so pictures are becoming smaller, becoming a bit more obtuse than like the what you're able to achieve with LEDs. We have 2 strips of LEDs actually down the center, and they're shining out into the podium, which is then distributing the light. About 4,000 lumens. Look at it. But imagine it 9 feet in the ceiling. This one I think is 30.
Now, the organization you mentioned is growing, and you're covering more than just the city of Scranton. You're outreaching into the outlying communities.
Yeah, we definitely draw people, I would say, from Clark Summit and some of the smaller surrounding towns. But we were pulling in people from Wilkes-Barre, but there were enough of them that they actually started their own chapter.
So sort of
yeah.
the spin-off for your chapter. That's
Yes,
great.
I know. So we're big enough that we have a spin-off.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want you to hold that thought. We're going to have a few more questions, but right now we have to take a break. We'll be right back. And we're back. You might have noticed a little bit of musical chairs here, but we had some questions from off the set, and they were good questions, so we wanted to discuss them a little further. We're happy to have with us Athena Ardweg, who is also a member of Green Drinks. And why don't we start with you giving us an idea of why you got involved, and then Nick, we can talk about how to get involved.
Great.
Okay?
Sure. I moved to Scranton in the fall of 2012, and I grew up about an hour from here, but it kind of felt like I had moved to Erie in the sense that I really would only come for a specific show or shopping or something very, kind of come in, come out. And so adjusting and finding friends was a whole different process as an adult. And so I just was scouring for things to try and meet, and I came upon Green Drinks Scranton, and I read the little description that just talked about like-minded individuals interested in the environment. And so I thought, okay, maybe that's an avenue to try and just meet people. And quite frankly, I've been going, I think, religiously every month. I really try and make sure that the second Tuesday is for Green Drinks. I really value it. I always use it as a sounding board, whether I'm looking for ideas or even maybe restaurants to go to, just anything that comes across the board. They're a great group of people to just bounce off what I'm looking for, as well as just to learn about what's going on. So much of what I've learned about different organizations that are here for the environment, community-supported agriculture events, just anything that's happening, I feel like I can always count on the Green Drinkers to tell me what I need to do that next month. So it's just been a great connection point for, I think, all of us that are consistent members.
That's great. That's great. Now, Nick, we talked a little bit off camera about ways that simplify the process of getting involved.
Sure.
You want?
Yeah, so second Tuesday of every month, but if you're interested in getting reminders or just hearing a little more about what we're up to, we are on social media. You can find us on Facebook. That group is managed by Jess. You can just search for Green Drinks Scranton. And we're also on Meetup, meetup.org. Honestly, more people who are transplants to the area find us on Meetup, and more locals tend to find us on Facebook. So Meetup is a great resource just to find all kinds of events going on in the area. We always have our monthly events posted up there. So either Facebook or Meetup, sign up, and every month you'll get a quick email reminder about what's going on and where you can find us.
At this point, anything else you want to talk about with the Green Drinks? What do you find most interesting about Green Drinks?
I think it's a way to just cultivate. I grew up in a small family farm, and so surrounded by nature, and even though I moved to the city in Scranton and I'm living, it's a way to connect with other people that either know about outside resources such as other parks and recreation opportunities, but just the environment. And it just creates this constant group of people that you can go back to. And I think, like Jess said earlier, it can be very isolating to have those environmental concerns and feel like what I'm doing isn't really making a difference. If I ride my bike today, it doesn't matter. But when you go to the meetup and you're reminded of all these other people, you think, okay, so it's not just me doing some of these things, and that as a group we are trying to be conscious of different ideas, and if it's something we really want to support, Jess might send an email out or put something on the Facebook page saying, hey, this is going on this week, anybody interested in going? Sometimes we'll try and go as a small group, and it's just really fostered a lot of extra communication around environmental issues, whether it's more kind of theology based or more just physical active based activities.
Okay, thank you.
You might be familiar with Michelle Dempsey's Scranton What If, and I think Green Drinks kind of takes on that tone a lot of the time. So Athena mentioned biking around Scranton. I remember we had a great conversation about the feasibility of installing a bike escalator going up part of the hill section to move around. So it's a great place to just bounce around ideas, whether they're doable or not, and just enjoy the fact that other people are interested in the same kind of off-the-wall things from time to time.
I want to thank my guests today from Green Drinks Scranton, Nick, Athena, Jessica, and Lisa, and we'll be right back.
Or emails too.
Is this one of those social media things?
Yes, it is one of those social media things.
But you lost me already. You don't make it easy.
Hey, I didn't take, my parents named it.
What am I doing?
I forgot, you're the producer, okay.
That's fine. They also were Okay.
I need a name here. What?
Athena.
Athena?
Ardweg.
Athena?
Yay.
Athena.